everyone. Today we will start the visibility mode topic. So that day we have discussed about the different types of inheritance. What are the different types of inheritance? Today we will talk about the visibility. Okay. So visibility modes, we know that there are three types of visibility mode. What are the three types? Public, protected and private. This means what? If we are deriving a subclass or the derived class, means what we are deriving the base class in the derived class definition. So how this base class will be derived? Whether it will be derived publicly or protectedly or privately. This suggests the visibility mode. Means whenever we write the definition of class sub, suppose sub is the derived class and we want to derive the base class, and the base class is derived publicly. So we will write like this, public super. This means what? This super is the base class and this sub is the derived class. Now this base class is derived how? This base class is derived publicly. How we can say that? With the keyword public. So this public is the visibility mode of this base class super. Means this base class super is derived publicly by this derived class sub. Okay. So now we will see the different types of visibility modes and what are their operations, how they perform the respective operations. This we will see. Okay. First we will see the public visibility mode. Okay. First topic is the public visibility mode. So what happens in public visibility mode? This we will see using a diagram. Okay, so it will become more clear to you. Suppose this is our class super and this super is what? Our base class. Okay, first we define the base class. So first we will write the base class. So base class is divided into three parts. One is private section. This is the private section part. This is the public section part and this is the protected section. Okay. So in the private section we have defined X. This is the data member and we have defined one member function check. In the public section we have defined a member function Y and we have defined a data member Y and we have defined a member function display in the public section. Okay. Now in the protected section we are defining a data member Z and we are defining a member function get value. Okay. This is the definition of our base class super. Now we will define the class sub, which is the derived class. Now what this derived class definition is, this we will see here. Okay. So here we have defined A, this is data member, and one member function is init. This is for the derived class. Okay. Then here we have defined Y and another we have defined B. So Y is having display and this B is having read it function. These are the data members, these are the member function. Now this is having Z and C and the member function is getVal and another member function is write it. Okay. So here you see this is the private section of the subclass. This is the public section of the subclass and this is the protected section of the subclass. Okay. So now how this public visibility mode will work, you see. Always remember that in the public derivation, this public derivation means that the derived class can access the public and the protected members of the base class but not the private members. Means whenever we define a derived class, then we are inheriting or we are deriving the base class, and if we are deriving it publicly, then what will happen? We cannot derive the private data members and member function. Means the private members are not accessible. The public member and the protected members are accessible. Okay. So protected public member will be accessed in the public section and protected member will be accessed in the protected section. And private member cannot be accessed. You remember this one. Okay. So now you see from here we can see that y is derived from here. Y is derived from here and z is derived from here. So you can see that whenever we are deriving y from the base class, in the subclass this y was under the public section of the base class, so we have defined in the public section of the derived class also. Now z is defined under the protected section of the base class. Here also we have defined z under the protected section of the base class. So that's clear. This B, A, B and C are its own data member and member function. Means this A, this B read it and this C write it. These are the own members of the class sub. And this Y display and Z get well, it is deriving from the parent class, that is base class. Now how it is deriving? Since our visibility mode is public, so the public section's data will go to the public section and the protected section's data will go to the protected section. And the private section data is not accessible. Okay, private section data cannot be accessed by the derived class. So this is the thing we use in the public visibility mode. For the private visibility mode, you see, whenever we define the subclass like this, class sub, and we are defining private super, means we are deriving the base class super privately. So what will happen? Private members of super cannot be derived, that we know. But the public and the protected member of the super class will be derived privately in the private section of the subclass. How? I am showing you with the diagram. Okay. Suppose this is the class super. Inside this super class, we have defined the three sections. One is private section, one is public section, and another is protected. So in the private section, we have defined the members as X is the data member and check is the member function. Similarly, Y is the data member under the public section and display is the member function under the public section. Now Z is the data member under the protected section and get well is the member function under the protected section. These are defined under the class super. Okay. So this class super's definition will be how? Class super definition will be like this. Private int x void check. Okay. Then public int y void display and protected int z and void get well. Okay, this will be the definition of the class super. This is how the definition of the class is super, and this is the diagrammatical representation that I am showing. Now, when we will define the class sub, so class sub derives the super class how? Privately. So, what will happen when it will define it privately? So, private members of super class is not accessible, means private member cannot be accessed. But public and protected member can be accessed, but privately. Means this public and protected members will be defined under the private section of the subclass. So suppose the subclass is having, this is the subclass definition, class sub private super. Okay, and here we are defining under the private section, we are defining, suppose A, under the private section we are defining A and void init. Okay, then I am showing you here. Then under the public section we are defining B and void read it. This is the member function defined for the class sub. Then under the protected section we are defining intc and void write it. Okay, this is how we are defining the subclass. Okay, so now you see subclass members are this one. So we are writing like this: A, this is the private section, this is the public, this is the protected. Private, public, protected. Okay. Now you see under the private section A and init are defined. So we are writing under the private section. In the public section B and read it is defined. And under the protected section C and write it is defined. Okay. So this is the definition of class sub. Now you see class sub is inheriting the class super, but how? Privately. So when it will inherit the class super privately, so what will happen? The members of class super will also come to class sub. But where it will come? In the earlier case, in the public derivation, what we have seen? The public member goes to public section, protected member goes to protected section. This was in the case of public derivation. Okay. Now this is the private derivation, means we are deriving the super class privately. So what will happen? Private section data cannot be inherited, that we know. But the public and protected section member, data member, all will go to the private section. Why? Because the visibility mode is private. We are inheriting the class super privately. So since we are inheriting the class super privately, so what will happen? Public member will also go to private, protected member will also go to private section of the subclass. So how it will be defined? Y and display will be defined under the private section, and then the protected member, that is Z and getWell, will also be defined under the private section. Okay, so this is the private visibility mode. In the case of public visibility mode, what we have seen, in the case of public, the difference was that the public one was there in the under the public section and the protected member was there under the protected section of the subclass. But here all the data members will be defined under the private section. Okay. Now for the protected visibility mode, what will happen? In the protected visibility mode, when we define the class sub, it will protectedly inherit the superclass. So what will happen for this? Again we see the diagrammatic representation, class sub. So three parts are there for class sub. One is private section, one is public section, one is protected section. Okay, so here X, Y, Z is defined. These are the data members, and the member functions are check, display, and getValue. So this is the definition of the class sub. So how we will write this class sub definition? Like this: class sub, under the private section we will write int x and void check. Member function, data member function. Then public section, data member function. And then under the protected section, data member function. Okay. So this is the definition of our class sub. Definition is over. Now we will define the class super. In the class super, what will happen? You will see here. So this is the private section of class super. This is the public section of class super. And this is the protected section of class super. Okay. Now let us define the class super like this. Class sub. This was the class super. This is our base class. And this sub is our derived class. Okay. So class sub, how we will define? Protected super. So under the private section, let us define like this. Data member is A and member function is init under the private section. Then I am writing here under the public section. Under the public section, data member is B and the member function is read it. Then under the protected section, data member is C and the member function is write it. Okay. So this is the definition of our subclass. Okay. So according to the definition, how we will write under the public section? A and init. Data member function. Okay. Under the public section, B and read it. And under the protected section, what is there? C and write it. Now you see, this subclass is deriving our superclass protectedly. So what is the meaning of protected derivation? So from this superclass, the data members will be inherited to this subclass. Now, private data cannot be inherited, that we know. Only the public and the protected data can be inherited. But in which section it will be inherited? It will depend upon the visibility mode. Since the visibility mode is protected, means the base class is protectedly inherited. So this public section's data will also come to protected section and protected section data will also come to protected section. In the private derivation, what we have seen? The public and the protected data goes to the private section. In the public ones, what we have seen? The public goes to public, protected goes to protected. But in the protected visibility mode, the public and the protected, both these data and data member and member function will go to the protected section of the derived class. So, how it is defined? Y display and Z get value. Okay. So this is how the subclass is defined. Private data is not inherited. That you always remember. The visibility mode can be anything. Either it can be private, it can be public, or it can be protected. It can be anything. But if any visibility mode is there, always remember private data of the base class cannot be inherited. Only the public and the protected data is inherited. Okay. So if my visibility mode is public, then public data goes to public section, protected data goes to protected section. Okay, for the base and the derived class. For the visibility mode as private, public and protected, both the data members and member function will go to the private section of the derived class. And if my visibility mode is protected, then public and protected, both the members will go to the protected section of the derived class. So this is how the visibility mode works. Okay. Now you come to this point that while defining a base class, what things you must keep in mind. So there are basically 3 points that we have to keep in mind while we define a base class. Members intended to be inherited and at the same time intended to be available to every function, even to non-member functions, should be declared as the public members in the base class. Okay. What is the meaning? It is telling that the members which you want that the member should be inherited, and at the same time the member should also be available to all the functions, even to the non-member function. Then in which section it needs to be defined? In the public section, because public sections members can be inherited also and it is available to non-member function also. So that type of member should be defined under the public section. Now you come to second point. Members intended to be inherited but not intended to be public is defined as the protected members in the base class. What is the meaning of the second point? That if you want the members to be inherited to the derived class, but the member should not be available publicly, then in which part you have to define that member? You have to define it under the protected section. And the third thing is members not intended to be inherited. If you don't want any member to be inherited, members not intended to be inherited are defined in the private section. That you always remember. Okay. So if you don't want to inherit any member to the derived class, so it must be defined under which section? Private section. Okay. So from here what we can summarize that when we are defining a class, if we are not giving any type of visibility mode like this, if we are defining the subclass and we are writing super, we are not giving any visibility mode, then this means what? This is the private derivation of the super class. When a private derivation is there, if a class is derived privately, then what happens? The protected and the public member becomes private, and the private members are not accessible. So it is better if we define a class, means if we derive a class publicly. Always it is better to derive a class publicly, because if we derive a class publicly, then all the members which are in the superclass, it is protected, in the subclass also it will be under the protected section. If in the superclass it is under the public section, then in the subclass also it will be under the public section. and if it is in the private section of the superclass, then in the subclass also it will be in the private section. So this is the advantage of having the visibility mode in the public. Okay, so always try to, what we do, always we try to inherit the base class publicly, so that the member functions or the data members which are there in the base class, that is accessible by the member function also and non-member function also. It is accessible throughout the program. If it is defined publicly, so what will happen? Public means open to all. So any non-member function can access the data of the superclass. So when we need, suppose if there is nothing to hide, suppose there is a company and in the company's fund section needs to be hidden from the outside world. So that fund section can be derived privately. Okay, this is not any problem, because fund section, there are various types of documents which should not be open up to all, it should not be given up to all, so that's why it should be defined under the public section. But in the public section, the things that need to be accessible by all the members, suppose in the Flipkart, what happens, when we get the search bar, we search something. Okay, as a customer we search something, so we are public. So if that search bar was under the private section, then what would happen? We could not have searched anything, so we could not have accessed the search bar. So that's why the things that needs to be given to the public, this should be given under the public section only. And the things which are confidential, suppose any bank document, any fund related thing, that should be defined under the private section, so that nobody from the outside can access it directly. So this you remember, that whenever there is any confidential thing, any confidential information, then we have to define it under the private section. But whenever there appears such type of thing, we should be discussed to the public, or the public should be able to access the thing, then that thing must be defined under the public section. So at the last I want to tell you that always remember, when there is private visibility mode, then what happens? You remember that this is our subclass, this is our superclass, that is our base, and this is our subclass which is our derived class. So what happens? The private member I am not talking, because private member are never inheritable. Okay, this I am talking about the inheritance. So always remember that private members are not inheritable. So what happens? The public and the protected member of the superclass becomes private in the subclass. This is for the private visibility. Then you come to protected visibility. What happens in protected visibility? In protected visibility, the public and the protected members goes to the protected section of the subclass. This I am summarizing all the things that I have discussed. Okay, the public and the protected goes to the protected section, and for the public visibility, what happens? The public ones goes to public, and the protected ones goes to the protected section of the derived class. So this is the summary of the thing that I have discussed. And always remember one thing, that private members are not inheritable. It can be in any visibility mode. It can be private, it can be protected, it can be public visibility mode, but always remember that private members are not inheritable. But if the visibility mode is private, then what happens? Superclasses, public and protected members goes to private section of the subclass. If the visibility is protected, then public and protected goes to the protected section of the subclass. And if the visibility is public, then what happens? public section of the superclass goes to public section of the subclass, and protected section of the superclass goes to protected section of the subclass, that is derived class. Okay, so that's all for your today's class. I have discussed the visibility mode elaborately. I think it is clear to you all. In the next class we will discuss more things about inheritance. Thank you.